I'm going to cover the basics on how to fasten drywall to wood studs, and it's a very simple process. And if you're doing full sheets of drywall, you want to make sure that the beveled edges, you're going to have two sides that have a beveled edge. You want to butt those together and put your full sheet so that those edges are easy to tape and compound. In this case, we're doing a repair here in the middle of a section of drywall, so we're going to have edges that aren't beveled. And one trick, when you break your drywall, sometimes you have a seam of paper that's sticking up, and you can just take a real sharp knife and just come down at a 45-degree angle, and you can take off that excess paper if you have it. That way it makes it easier to compound. But if you're replacing or if you're doing a section of repair, a great tool is a stud finder, and try to find the middle of these 2x4s. And in this case, we have one 2x4 here, and on this side we actually had double 2x4s because of the window and the closet here, so this is very easy. We've got a full piece of wood here. But in this case, in most of the area of the wall, you're going to have 2x4 studs every 16 inches on center, and you want to make sure that you cut that straight down so that we're catching our screw about 3/8 in, so you get a nice tight hold. So you cut your drywall, you have your piece that's already here, you have it trimmed out so that your drywall fits nice. I would cut it just a little short on the bottom in case there's some expansion, and it'll give you a little bit of room for that drywall to move. And once you have it in place, you want to recess the head of the screw. So a great tool is a drill with an adjustable clutch. So this will adjust the amount of force on that screw so you don't tear through the face of the drywall. And so about 3/8 from the seam, you can hear how that releases, and you're just dimpling the paper so that we can put some compound over the top of this. So in this case, I would probably put my screws about 1 foot apart. If you're working on a full sheet, you'd probably space them about 1.5 feet and no further than 2 feet apart. But that's all there is to it. Very simple to do. You're just going to put your screws in. And make sure I lift this up a little bit. And we just want to dimple it. If you tear through the face of the paper, you would want to put an additional screw about 2 inches away because it loses its strength if you tear through the paper. But it's that easy to put a piece of drywall in. Now, if you just have a regular drill, one thing you can do is run down to the hardware store, and they have these drill bits that are dimplers. And so we just attach this, and I have this back on a standard setting. And when we push this into the drywall, it's going to release on its own, and it's going to dimple it for us. So it does a nice job, nice little tool that you can get. So if you're doing repair in drywall, it's really easy to fasten it, and drywall is very forgiving. So if you don't make perfect cuts like this, don't be nervous that the finished product isn't going to look good. As soon as we put compound and tape over this, you'll never know there was a seam here, and you'll get a very professional finish.